Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg at Cloudcast Media. We have one of our favorite organizations on Poway OnStage, doing business that has Poway Center for the Performing Arts. You've heard them many, many times talking about their phenomenal performances that they have. These great musicians. We're going to hear from Sharlene O'Keefe. She's the executive director. Talk about this professional performances, lineup. Before we do so, Sharlene, first of all, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And it's always good to have you. But you guys are just as much involved in arts and education as you are in the professional performances. Talk about that.
We are. So we've been presenting the professional performances for 32 years at the Poway Center for the Performing Arts, and we have had an arts and education initiative for about 25. So it is definitely part of our mission.
Right. And we were talking a break about when the pandemic hit, everyone is sort of trying to figure out how to deal with this. And you guys just jumped right in with both feet and started doing the virtual lessons, virtual classes, virtual camps, virtual everything, right?
We did, yes. So we, part of our program prior was to bring the students to the Performing Arts Center to see a professional performance during the school day. And when the students were not on campus and were not able to come in, we shifted to a virtual platform where the students are able to receive all of the pre-show education and information, meet the artists, meet the instruments, in a virtual setting, and then they get to see a professional performance video, and then we have designed extension activities that the teachers can assign for the students, which range from interactive games to visual art lessons and drama lessons that are all created to enhance what they have seen on stage.
Well, and you were saying also that almost 500,000 people have seen these virtual lessons and theater things and curriculum and so forth?
It's true. So we are nearing 500,000 students who have participated in the virtual field trips. They are free of charge in San Diego County. So we have a very large population of students and teachers who really have just come back repeatedly to see the new offerings that we have in our virtual series.
Right, exactly. Now, are you adding to those all the time?
We are. So we have 7 virtual field trips this season. 2 of those are brand new titles. And then we do repeat the titles as well because teachers have learned to incorporate them into their classroom curriculum. And so they enjoy being able to rely on, a Hispanic Heritage Month virtual field trip offering.
Right. How much of those teachers, I think we've talked about this before, Sharlene, is, are they in the VAPA program, or are these teachers in content areas? Are they math, science, language arts, history? I'm passionate about this. I spent some time developing curriculum a billion years ago, and I say it as many times as I can. You can teach every content area through the visual performing arts.
It's very true. So we see a wide variety of teachers who are signing up for our programs. The majority of them are elementary student populations, and so they teach all of the core subjects. But we do have some middle school teachers who use the programs specifically in a drama class or as an extension to a music curriculum. We also have a high population of special needs teachers who have found this is a very accessible way for their students to experience the visual and performing arts at their own pace. They can break the lessons up, over an entire month and just, do a little bit at a time. So it's a very flexible platform, and so it's being used in a variety of ways.
Yeah, I think what's nice about the field that you're in, and same thing with theater as well, is that there's so many different components and professions that tie into it, and and listen, if you can't sing a lick, but you know how to build a stage, or if you love to write, or if you love to write and you can't, all this business, there's some career that ties into what you do, and I imagine that's something that the teachers love to hear.
It is, and we do have some of our modules that we include in our virtual field trips do touch on, the career and technical aspects of things and all of the people that it takes to put on a show, that it's not just the performers on stage. It is, the management, the people in my field, the front of house, the lighting engineers, down to transportation and catering. I mean, we have
marketing, sales, creative design, and if so, I always love saying this. If you love music or if you love theater, but that's not you on the stage, listen, can you draw? Can you sell? Can you market? Now you get to be near it without having to be on stage.
Exactly.
No, I think that's terrific. We're chatting with Sharlene O'Keefe. She is the Executive Director of Poway OnStage. I'm Drew Schlosberg. And you're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by a Mission-Fed credit union, bringing great things to San Diegans for 60 years. So we talked about a little bit the professional performances, and you once again have these iconic performers that really do cut across a lot of generations. And I know you had one already kick off, and then now you have Taj Mahal coming on the 28th.
We do. So we are bringing, legends here to the Poway Center for the Performing Arts. So we do October 28th. It's a Friday night, 8 p.m. We will have Taj Mahal, and he is a 3-time Grammy-award winning bluesman, and we are very excited to have his show on our stage.
He is amazing, and he's got so many hit records and so forth. A lot of energy. I think he's 80 years young. Is that what he is?
Close to that, yes.
Yeah, exactly, and going full bore. And then following up is if you like the Eagles and you like this, probably one of the greatest guitar riffs ever, Hotel California, you're going to like who's playing on the 5th?
Absolutely, Don Felder, November 5th, Saturday show, 8 p.m. And we are very excited to have this show again on our stage. And it is brought to you by Leah McBride, is one of our show sponsors. So I'd like to give her a little plug.
Yeah, I know. I want to talk about that for a while too, because I've been honored, thanks to you and your predecessor, Michael Rennie, to go to a lot of the performances. And listen, it's the sponsors that make things, happen, keep some lights on and all that business. So really a shout out to her. And I know she's been doing this for a while, is she not?
She has, yes. She actually is on our board of directors as well. So
nice.
She's one of our volunteer leaders. But yes, we could not do what we do without our sponsors.
Right, exactly. So have you seen Taj Mahal or Don Felder before?
I have not seen them live, either of them. So I'm very excited.
See, that's another benefit of what you have. December 4, this group just absolutely kills it and is full of energy. Who's that?
That is the Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. So we went from blues to rock, and then we ending the year with a little swing.
Yeah, and they are really good there. Is that also an 8 o'clock performance?
It is. I'm sorry, it is not. It is a Sunday, so it is at 4 p.m.
Oh, nice. Okay, so 4 p.m. That's good. Now, tickets, where do people get tickets?
PowayOnStage.org.
Right.
We'll get you all the tickets you need.
Right, exactly. And, with that, listen, the best way that our listeners can support you is obviously buying a ticket, right?
Correct.
And so forth. But you need volunteers too, do you not?
We do. We have some volunteers who help us. I mentioned our volunteer board of directors, so that is the highest level of volunteerism in our field. But But we also have volunteers who help us on show nights and volunteers who come in and do our filing for us sometimes. So we really can, if somebody has a passion for what we do, we can find a way to have them help.
Right. I want to go back to, Sugar Skull, and would you have 1,300 students that, came in and on Friday, and they got to see a great performance on Saturday. Talk about that.
Yeah. So we opened our season this year with Sugar Skull, which is a Dia de los Muertos musical adventure. And it was a really wonderful way for us to kick off this season because it had so many aspects of what is core to our mission. So we started on Friday. We had 2 student matinee performances. So that's where we bust in close to 1,300 students, and they got to experience the show. And then we had a public performance on the Saturday, and then we followed it up with a fiesta out on the plaza. So it was a great community engagement event. We had crafts for the kids, we had music, we had some tacos to eat. So it was a really great way to kick off the season.
Yeah, when we come back from break, I want to really, hit this hard on, we can talk about some of the other performers that are coming in after the first of the year, and then we'll, chat about more on the arts, in education initiative. But I want you, when we come back from break, just talking about what a great venue it is. And anybody who's been there and for the first time, their eyeballs are just like popping out of their heads. It's terrific. So we'll chat about that as well when we return with Sharlene O'Keefe. She is the Executive Director of Poway OnStage. I'm Drew Schlosberg. And you've been listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing spectacular things for San Diegans for more than 60 years.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union here in the beautiful Mission Fed studio in Scripps Ranch. The Mission Fed Credit Union has been bringing great things to San Diego for more than 60 years. Joined by Sharlene O'Keefe, Executive Director of Poway OnStage, and just talking about the amazing arts and education programs, touching nearly 500,000 students. That is terrific. And of course, your professional performances and that have already kicked off earlier with Sugar Skull. And we got Taj Mahal on the 28th of October, Don Felder on November 5th, and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy December 4th. But, right before break, we were just talking about people think that the Poway Performing Arts Center or Poway OnStage is in the dark side of the moon, and you need to take an airline to get there. Not true, is it?
Not true at all.
Right.
We are just about 10 minutes off of the 15 freeway.
Right.
And it's really worth that extra couple minutes to get to where we are. It's an 800-seat venue, which really has amazing acoustics. The seating plot is truly fantastic. There's not a seat in the house that is more than 100 feet from the stage. And when you sit there and you see how close you are to the performers, it is a special venue.
It is comfortable. The sound is spectacular. The venue is easy to get to. There's plenty of parking. It's in a nice sort of bucolic environment. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's great. And I think those folks that have been there before, take a friend. Because your friend will thank you forever for taking you there, and they'll become certainly subscribers and certainly patrons of this a very, very important part of our community. And, listen, while I'm sure a good portion of people come from Poway, you draw from other parts of the county, do you not?
We do. We have a lot of folks in the North County area.
Right.
Who come to us. We have people coming from the coast. We have people coming up from south. So we really do draw in a wide variety of audiences from around San Diego County, and it's always fun to stand in the lobby and watch people walk through the front doors, because we can tell immediately the ones who are walking in for the first time, because they have a look of awe and wonder on their face when you walk in and you see the beautiful staircase.
I was just going to say,
lovely windows. 3-story glass windows up in the front. So
you've got the Gone with the Wind staircase, and you're just ready for Rhett Butler to come flying down with Scarlett O'Hara, and it's true. And then they have this great performance. So I think it's something people really should take a look at if they haven't taken advantage of it in this aspect of it. So you've got some other great performances coming in after the first of the year. On February 1, you got Richie Furay, correct?
We do, yes. We have Richie Furay, and he will be with the Back to the Garden Band, which is a favorite on our stages.
The best. Well. Yeah, I want to talk about that for a second. So, again, I've been honored, thanks to you and to Michael, your predecessor, to have gone to a variety of performances. And Back to the Garden plays. These guys are local musicians that are at the top of their game. And they'll put on things that are sort of specialty. I think I saw the Last Waltz that they were involved in, if I'm not mistaken, on that at Woodstock, correct?
Correct.
And I think it was the Sounds from Laurel Canyon. And they're amazing. They are absolutely amazing. I highly encourage people to take a look at this on February the 11th. And so, I know people can get tickets now, and they're on sale now. Are any close to selling out?
We have several of the shows that are on their way to selling out. We have some subscribers who buy right at the beginning of the season.
Of course.
If you see 4 shows that you like, you can get a 20% discount. So that motivates a lot of people.
That's a nice discount.
Yeah, it's really great. So we have those folks who come out right at the beginning of the season and buy the entire season, and then we have folks who will try to wait until the very last minute and get their tickets. And sometimes they're successful, and then sometimes we're sold out and they are out of luck.
And they're not happy with that. And again, with this lineup you have, again, Taj Mahal, Don Felder, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, talked about Richie Furay, and then 2 weeks after that is One Night of Queen.
One Night of Queen, yes, and this is definitely by far the very best Queen tribute show on the road right now. So you will not be disappointed with this performance.
Right? Have you seen it?
I have seen parts of it. I have not seen the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's going to be certainly a great show. And of course, anybody who knows anything about Freddie Mercury and knows the energy that is going to be on stage is going to be quite something. Talk about what's on February 26th, if I got the date right.
Yes, February 26th. That is a Sunday matinee performance, and this is a special show that comes from our arts and education and pulls more of a family audience. So this is Cenicienta, which is a bilingual Cinderella story. And it's a one-woman show, but you don't really notice that she's the only woman on stage because she is playing a 10-year-old girl who is in her basement preparing for a party. So it's a story within a story, and she has all these little puppets that she plays, that she tells the story of Cinderella with. So it's truly a special performance.
Oh, that's terrific. And then after that, you've got a dance group coming in March, right?
We do, a very special dance group. This is Sewam, American Indian Dance.
Yeah.
And again, we will have arts and education offerings surrounding this title as well. But this is a group that they are the Plains Indians.
Right.
But the show is really about the diversity of the Native American culture. And so they will bring in some, some local stories. We bring in some Cumier stories with our arts and education offerings as well. So
No, that's going to be something that's on March 26th. Is that also 8 o'clock?
that's a Sunday at 2 p.m.
Okay,
That's a
good. I
matinee.
love the fact that matinees are and I want to say something about the Sunday or Saturday shows at 8. If someone goes, that's pretty late, I go, no. What it's great is it gets to do anything you want. You can already have your dinner ahead of time. You can relax and just ease into a great 2-hour performance or longer. So I love the fact that you choose 8 o'clock. I think that's terrific.
It's a nice time.
It is a nice time. And then for all those ABBA fans, April 8th.
April 8th, yes. This is one of those Saturday 8 p.m. shows. And
Sure.
this ABBA Mania production is truly fantastic. And it will be hard to have the audience remain in their seats for this performance. So we will definitely have some people up and dancing.
Yeah, that they are a great sing-along band for that matter. And so that'll be interesting. And then one of my favorite groups of all times, the Drifters, are coming on the 22nd.
Yes. Saturday, 8 p.m., the Drifters. And this is one of those shows that is probably going to sell out.
It will sell out.
So we're getting close.
Now, are any of the original Drifters in this? Or because there's some arguments I have with some of my friends when we see music at Humphreys. Well, they can't use the name unless they have one of the original members, or they can have a relative of one of the. So what this? What's the answer?
Yes. So there is one original member,
Okay.
And then most of the other members have been on tour for
Sure.
10 or 15 years with the group. So
Right.
It sounds like the original.
Oh no! Listen, the Drifters are fantastic. We're chatting again with Sharlene O'Keefe, Executive Director of Poway OnStage. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. As you're listening to another edition of Spotlight on the Community, getting back to arts and education and that aspect of it, you have a strong relationship, obviously, with the Poway Unified School District. But do you work with the County Office of Education as well in their VAPA program?
Yeah. So we currently for our in-person offerings,
Right.
we do a lot in the Poway Unified School District. With the virtual field trips that we
Right.
do, there's a lot more people who are knocking on our door for programming. So
Right.
we actually are working with San Diego Unified,
Nice.
Cajon Valley, Escondido. Last year with our virtual programs, we served about half of the 42 districts that are in San Diego County. And with our live performances and workshops, we are right around 10 or 15 different school districts that we're serving.
Right. So what can our listeners do to support your efforts? Yes, obviously, buy tickets, volunteer. Yes, sponsor. Yes, that's important. What else can they do?
Yeah. So help us spread the word. If you know about us and you know that you've seen something spectacular that we're doing, please share it with your friends. You mentioned bringing a friend to a show.
Right.
That's the greatest way is word of mouth.
Right. Yeah.
To get that. And then we are a nonprofit organization, so donations are always welcome, especially with our Arts and Education Initiative. Most of what we offer is free of charge to the students. So that does require quite a bit of grant funding and individual and corporate donations.
Yeah, and I think what's important is that if anybody has any connection to the schools, they know how important the arts are. I'm hoping that one of these days, in my lifetime at least, someone is going to wake up and say, of all the things that we should never have cut in education is the arts. I think a lot of people sort of like to hear that statement, but I want to hear it from the mountaintop. And we know how critical it is that what you provide to that arts, student, those kids that may not connect to STEM. Nothing wrong with STEM. I've had a STEM guy on recently, but they can connect to the arts as a lot of people can. Any final comments?
No, I thank you so much for having me and for being such a great supporter of both our professional performance series and our arts and education initiative. So
yeah, and next time you come on, of course, we'll talk about the performances after the first of the year. But think about maybe bringing somebody on that works with you on the art side of it. If it's a teacher or if it's a student or someone, and have them share the mic with you.
I would love that.
Okay, we'll make that happen, all right?
Wonderful.
Sharlene O'Keefe, so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You met Sharlene as the Executive Director of Poway OnStage. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing terrific things to San Diego for more than 60 years.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.